Her name was Amy Bradley. She was 23 years old. She was on a Royal Caribbean cruise with her family, and she has never been found. But in 2025, a Netflix documentary about her case went viral, and what happened next sent shockwaves through a cold case that most investigators had given up on. 3 new leads: a witness who was silenced the night Amy disappeared, and the possibility that Amy Bradley is still alive right now at 51 years old. This is her story. March 24th, 1998. Amy Bradley is on a dream vacation with her parents, Ron and Iva, and her brother Brad. They're sailing on the Royal Caribbean cruise ship Rhapsody of the Seas, en route from Aruba toward the island of Curacao. By all accounts, Amy was having time of her life. She was a recent college graduate, a trained lifeguard, athletic, outgoing. That night, she danced at the ship's nightclub with her brother. At 5:30 in the morning, her father Ron woke up and saw Amy lying on their cabin balcony. He went back to sleep. 30 minutes later, she was gone. Her shoes were still on the balcony. Her cigarettes and lighter, the only things she never went anywhere without, were missing. The table on the balcony had been moved close to the rail. The ship's staff was alerted. Passenger disembarkation was eventually halted, but by then, it was already too late. Many passengers had already left the ship. A full search found nothing. Officials concluded she likely fell overboard or jumped. Amy was a trained lifeguard. She was in a great state of mind, and there was something else that didn't add up. A musician from the ship's band had been seen handing Amy a dark-colored drink on the upper deck in the early morning hours before she disappeared. Her family believed from the very beginning that Amy did fall. She was taken. Over the years, the leads trickled in. Multiple witnesses reported seeing Amy alive on the island of Curacao, weeks, then months, then years after she disappeared. In one reported encounter, a man on a beach said a woman approached him, claimed her name was Amy Bradley, begged for help, and then was pulled away by 2 men before he could act. That account was never conclusively verified, but it fit a theory that Amy's family had been quietly pushing for years, that she had been trafficked off that ship, not accidentally, not by strangers acting alone, by people who knew exactly what they were doing. With no body ever found, and the leads drying up, a court declared Amy Bradley legally dead in 2010. Her family refused to accept it. And then, in July 2025, Netflix released a 3-part docuseries called Amy Bradley is Missing. It spent 4 weeks in Netflix's top 10. It brought in hundreds of new tips to the FBI and to Amy's family, and it cracked open something that had been buried for nearly 3 decades. 3 months after the Netflix docuseries aired, The Hollywood Reporter broke a story that stopped the true crime world cold. 3 new leads, described by sources close to the investigation as very significant. A female bar server who worked aboard the Rhapsody of the Seas the night Amy disappeared has now come forward. This woman, whose identity was unknown when the documentary was filmed, says that on the morning of March 24, 1998, she was heard shouting to passengers and crew, "Señorita kidnapped, señorita kidnapped." She was told to shut up. She was taken to the back by a bartender, and she never spoke about it again until now. Amy's family runs a missing persons website. It's monitored professionally, with the belief that Amy herself might use it to feel connected to her family from wherever she is. Investigators used geolocating to trace a suspicious hit on that website to the IP address of a device on a boat off the west coast of Barbados. A source told The Hollywood Reporter, "There is a lot of drug and human trafficking that takes place on the water in that region. This is the most staggering one. Evidence has emerged, strengthened since the show's production wrapped, that Amy Bradley may have had a child. If that is true, Amy Bradley did not die at sea in 1998. The FBI has assigned a new agent to the case. Investigators are now on the ground in Curacao and surrounding countries. 2 people with trafficking ties have been questioned. Amy's brother Brad said publicly, "Somebody knows something." Amy Bradley's mother, Iva, described the feeling of losing her daughter like this. "Imagine you're in a store with your children. You look away for a moment, and when you look back, one of them is gone." She said that feeling of sheer panic never goes away. You wake up thinking about it. You go to sleep thinking about it. For 27 years, Ron and Iva Bradley have woken up every single morning not knowing what happened to their daughter. And now, because a Netflix documentary brought her story to millions of new people, there is more hope than there has been in decades. This case is not closed. Amy Bradley is still missing. The investigation is active, and according to everyone close to it, someone out there knows exactly exactly what happened on that ship. If this story moved you, share it. The more people who know Amy's name, the better the chance that someone who has information finally comes forward. Her brother Brad's message to the public is simple. Somebody knows something. If you or anyone you know has information on Amy Bradley's disappearance, tips can be submitted to the FBI at tips.fbi.gov or by calling 1-800-CALL-FBI and follow this page. We cover cases like this every week. Real stories, real people, cases that deserve to be heard. Her family is still waiting for that call.